And welcome back to Empire Total War with the American Civil War mod. So, something rather stupid happened. The enemy, which had previously laid siege to here, decided, you know what? Laying siege to this town and taking it, that's child's play. Instead, what we need to do is we need to just leave this area and go down to raid this port instead. That's a lot better. And exactly what they're doing, giving us time to reinforce the region as Lee is ready to come down, and we also have Pickett hot on his trail ready to join in. All these areas are being held and controlled with just minor unhappiness in this province, which should be quelled with some volunteer units recruited. We do have some rebels moving up as well, but this area will be handled before the enemy has time to strike. So the enemy only controls one region, and this is that. And we're gonna have the battle. The battle of battles. So it's gonna be hard to maneuver here. I'm gonna try to make sure that we get everyone to reinforce, and boom, there we have it. Intercepted! So my army of 10,000 men is intercepted by a Union unit of 700 men. Wow!
Virtue and valor unconquered.
I guess it was all three units that spoke at the same time. I guess Jackson can continue. So this one is actually worth fighting. This is the main unit. I don't know why you don't bring everything together. Why do you not get any reinforcements when you intercept us like this? You idiots. And I can defeat you in detail like this. Okay, so for the last battle, more last big battle of this series, it's going to be a rather disappointing one. It's, well, you can see the army versus 10,000 Confederates. Place your bets who's about to win. Anyways, let's go ahead and play this battle. So, there, off in the distance we've got New York, the last province the enemy holds. And here we've got General Jackson's army. This is the one that's heavy on Zouave troops. So we got the Louisiana Zouaves. On the left, I've got the other Zouave brigade, just Confederate Zouaves. On the right, we have the Confederate brigade in the center, added on with one, I guess, Confederate Irish Zouave unit. Even though it's not called that, but it's part of the Irish brigade. In the center, and we got the sharpshooters to back up the center, 24 pounders. We got the Texas Rangers on the right and Dragoons on the left. Without further ado, let's go ahead and start. The enemy has a lot of artillery. Oh, I did not realize, but we kind of both moving into sort of a valley. And for now, they have some really powerful 13-inch ordnance, rifled artillery and so forth. However, as long as they don't deploy it, that's just fine. So, let's go ahead and advance. Gonna have the Louisiana Zouaves come through this forest, sort of come at an angle there. Gonna have the Irish one move up here first, but then probably tilt towards going into this forest, with the sharpshooters covering the open area right there, and this Zouave brigade will move off to the side. And oh, we're getting reinforcements. However, I'm gonna have the generals retreat right off the start, and ah shit. I guess we have to deploy the artillery piece immediately here. I should have changed who actually turned up on the field. Gonna send the Texas Rangers over to hold the enemy off from sniping our troops as they come into the battlefield. Dragoons turn up over there. Oh, Beauregard turns up all the way back here. We got the 1st Regiment of Foot of Confederate Regular Infantry moving in by force. And we have the Stonewall Brigade, supported here by the artillery. Right, the Stonewall Brigade will move to the side of the artillery and prepare to fight off these guys. You know what? Texas Rangers! Charge! Here comes the Texas Rangers. Jesus Christ, look at that artillery shot. Blow these guys to hell. They were able to... Texas Rangers were able to stop them before they reached the artillery. And then we got the Stonewall Brigade moving in. And the 1st unit of foot. 1st unit of foot will be moving to support the center. What's happening up here with the Dragoons? He got General's Bodyguard. Take him out and then continue the advance. Seeing as though the enemy is not really putting up a lot of troops, they're putting actually the New York Rangers. Let's move up. Let's move up the center. Given that I'm gonna I'm getting reinforcements, we're gonna move at this fashion. Why haven't you get rid of those guys? And then the Stonewall Brigade will kind of go to the side. Artillery keeps blasting. Okay, we're about to actually meet the 52nd Regiment. So hold your position right there. Why is my cavalry having so much trouble actually getting at the enemy? Move over there. Louisiana Zouaves. Can we get you to get through this, stupid general? You know what? We'll switch rifles. You will plug this gap. And that 1 infantry unit, I will come and back you up. Finally, the Texas Rangers has killed off the enemy cavalry and will now move to a position of high ground up there. Stonewall Brigade moving through the forest to deal with the enemy. Got a bit of firefight going here with the Confederate Zouaves opening fire on some regiment of foot. Enemy general dead. The Louisiana Zouaves having a bit of trouble here as coming into contact with the New York Rangers. And the New York Rangers are able to fire first. However, I do imagine that they're not going to do too well once our guys will return fire, which I'm hoping they do soon, because they have taken so much fire from these guys already. Come on, get your shit together. There we go. Now all 3 regiments are opening fire on these guys. And I think even this one on their flank is going to help out as well. Oh, they're advancing? Can't even see what to shoot at. Not entirely sure what they were thinking there. Got dead general over there. You kind of need to wheel back like so. Stonewall Brigade is coming into position where it can fire on the enemy. And the Zouaves have kept up the fire and are holding the line. I want you, however, though, to turn to wheel in towards this enemy unit. And you can see how I'm encircling the enemy position. And how they're desperately trying to hold on. So with us breaking down the enemy over here, means that the Louisiana Zouaves can move forwards. This Irish unit can wheel in, and we can get the cavalry units to focus in the back just to cover their retreat or their possible way of reinforcing this position. They were able to fire the Gatling guns for a little bit. But the angle in which they were firing at was so poor that they didn't really get anything done with it. The Union developed those Gatling guns too late. The Irish punished this unit quite a lot with that flank fire. And we can see most of the enemy army is in complete disarray, either dead or retreating at this point. We can see them all trying to make their way kind of through here. So here is where I'm gonna place my cavalry to block them. And just ride down everyone who tries to leave. Gonna tell the artillery pieces to hold fire and then reselect. And they'll probably hit the units that are still actually fighting back. The other Rangers retreating. It's like we're herding cattle. As I moved up the Louisiana Brigade, you can see the retreating units now moving towards this area instead. Stonewall Brigade. There's a single enemy unit still fighting. Oh, there's actually two. Let's have the Irish Brigade. Close in. Let's have the Zouave Brigade move closer. Let's have you move there. And let's have the Louisianans move forward as well. 122. This is the last unit. Focus in all fire on this unit. And I will let the cavalry go ahead and capture the retreating enemy infantry. Oh, we're almost shooting our own men. Hurry into position. Give those bastards a good volley and send them home. Oh, there comes the cavalry. The enemy is defeated. All infantry units will advance to over here. Cannons will hold its fire. I don't want to risk shooting my own men. And cavalry will make sure that we don't have to face these guys again by capturing all of them. I didn't even notice they had the colored infantry. It wasn't so much of a battle because we had already defeated most of them. And yeah, there we have it. I think we can push on to New York now. So there we have it. I deployed 10,000 men against the 3,000 of the enemy. We lost 600 men while the enemy lost 2,400.
Impossible.
And at this point it's just
At the ready.
trying to gain as much ground on them as possible. Looks like it'll be at least one more turn before we actually reach them. So we could have a bigger battle in store for us. Let's go ahead and end turn. Right, in turn we've got an area that was raided, American Civil War, blocking international intervention. The Confederates' best hope is a military intervention into the war by Britain or France against the Union. The Union under Lincoln and Secretary of State works to block this and threaten war if any nation officially recognizes the existence of the Confederate States of America. Kraft's shop was destroyed by an angry populace. Path blocked. A lot of paths were blocked. Units recruited. Churches were built. Places were raided. These rebels are about to come to town. However, Lee is there to block them. And he destroys them without much effort. And then we have Pickett coming down, and we're moving towards
At the ready.
dealing with the enemy down at the harbor. Every other area is under control, and looks like the Union is going to put up one more defense of New York.
Sir. Your order.
I wonder, maybe I should send forward
sir.
one of the other generals,
Make
since Jackson, his army was the one to take most of the brunt in this fighting.
Your humble
However, he's also, you know what, Beauregard. His troops are mostly fresh, and he's got plenty of artillery. I could send forward Longstreet, but he has only one unit of artillery, and the enemy has so much of their artillery. We're gonna move closer though, so we will be able to support
Make ready.
Beauregard as he moves to attack.
Shall triumph.
And yes, now we get a full-size battle, which is only about 800 men bigger than the last one. At least on the enemy's side. But at least it's clearly not in our favor due to all the bloody artillery. If they, I mean, they have quite a lot. They have the Union Iron Brigade and stuff like that. So I guess this will be a more worthy final battle. So we inch ever closer to New York. My plan is, as we can see, 3 brigades, so and so forth, one over there, one here. My main plan though is, since the enemy has so much cavalry, is after the first barrage by these artillery on this hill, we will go ahead and send in a mass cavalry charge and then run up the infantry as close as possible. And with that, let's go ahead and start. Oh shit, they started further away than I thought. That is clever though, because I mean they have so much artillery. My artillery pieces don't even reach this area. I'm lucky though, they put quite a lot of artillery pieces within town, and looks like they started off battle by limbering the guns, which is great. 2 units going to the right, 2 units going to the right, 2 units going to the left, and the infantry advancing at this point. It's going to be difficult if they start to fire with all their artillery. Who gives a crap? Let's just charge straight through them. Partisan Rangers! Just straight through and into the artillery. And the unit's getting hit by artillery as we speak. Right, don't snag onto the general, just continue on into the cannons. Hopefully my infantry will get here in time. Somewhat. These are all artillery pieces. Hopefully we'll be able to take out most of them. And hopefully my infantry will make it in time to go ahead and deal with the infantry. Maybe I sent this brigade actually a bit too close. They will hold there, and these guys will be on the flank there. Oh yeah, completely forgot about the reinforcements. Luckily for me, they turn up behind us. They will support this attack over on this side, which will stop right here, while the cavalry has defeated most of these artillery pieces. Okay, most of the cavalry has been cut down quite to size. However, so is the enemy artillery. So it should be all hunky-dory at this point. Lay it on them!
Forward!
Bloody enemy general riding right in the middle there. Not entirely sure what that idiot thinks he's doing. I'm gonna need artillery support over here rather quickly. Would be nice. They're trying to go straight through the center, which I don't get. Move to support, you will pull back towards the wall. Flank fire and pull back while the artillery sorts them out. Retreat! Oh, it's all three of the Iron Brigades have turned up. And they decided to do a charge. However, they're charging through quite murderous artillery fire. And even once they get through, they still have to deal with more infantry units. You have a really tiny infantry unit over there. These three, we're able to deal with them. Cavalry dealing with the enemy. Oh, enemy reinforcements. I forgot about the reinforcements. However, we have Texas Rangers ready to move in and take care of that. We've got Jackson's reinforcements. The enemy continues its charge foolheartedly. Expending the famous Iron Brigade completely unnecessary. Time to dislodge yourself from there. Right, the infantry units over here has cleared off whatever enemy presence was here. Move through. I don't think the Sawans will be able to handle all of this. And they're probably not... They might! I don't know. No, it doesn't look like they will. We need support over here. Ah! Look at that. Just in time. And out of the cornfield comes the wheat tigers. Okay, so our Sawans is pulling back. Let's try not to shoot too many of our own. But before the enemy moves into position, let's return fire on the enemy. And shoot them to pieces. They managed to charge down 2 units, but once they were through those, it was all over. Here comes the Texas Rangers. Let's tell the artillery to hold fire at this point, since I'm sending in cavalry to charge. Cavalry has been able to kill that unit over there. And now go for that artillery unit, which has gone up here. Let's continue and attack those reinforcements.
Forward!
Massive amount of cavalry coming in to deal with these artillery pieces. Oh, there's another one over there. And there's another one over there. And the infantry on their way to deal with the enemy infantry. Very nice. Beauregard and Jackson. Not ready to congratulate though, as the battle is not over. Keep it up, man. We need to win the battle before the sun sets. I think we almost could just go straight through everything here. The thing is, I think it's time to pull back the cavalry and let the infantry do most of the work. I probably could just have the cavalry just ride everything down. Oh, we've got a Iron Brigade that has rallied over here. Got the Louisianans to deal with them. Into line. Right, looks fine. All the units moving into their positions. Got a bit of a skirmish going on over here. Why were you taking so long to fire on the enemy? Got cannons and oh, it's Pennsylvania Bucktails. Get rid of them. Right, these units on the flank need to move up to stop the enemy moving in. Are they charging again? Or are they... I guess they're just moving out of the forest. Right next to a captured Gatling gun. But I guess these Irish don't know how to use it.
Forward!
Wait, yes, they are getting fired from the back. I was wondering why these guys suddenly started losing so many men. Okay, the forest is clear. Sweep forwards. Hurry into position, you bastards. They're waiting for one guy. Don't start the shooting without me. To the point where this unit's about to run away. Right, let's see. They're trying their best going through the forest instead. Both these guys are actually firing at... But just the arc of the cannons is too high. They can't actually hit anything. They fired above. Why did they not fire canister is what I wonder. And these guys are just standing here. We got more infantry coming in. These guys hopefully will be able to fire above the heads of their allies. Enemy Union troop falling back. The Irish having a bit of trouble here. Superior numbers on the hill. But they still prevailed with the help of the other regiments. That general unit. Can someone get rid of them? Right, move past through the forest. Let's see if we can get that last bucktail unit. And this here 16th Regiment. Oh, it's a sharpshooter unit. That's not good. We need to gain ground and charge the bastards. Let's attack them from 3 angles. Get rid of them. While the others move to shoot down the bucktails. Fix bayonets!
Salvage charge! Salvage charge! Salvage charge!
They don't stand a chance, do they? The riflemen are surrounded and quickly succumb to the bayonet attack. Quickly enough that the incredibly annoying that the battle crashed just before I was able to win the battle. Anyways, I redid it, and surprise, surprise, I won, since I carry around 10,000 men against their 4,000. And the enemy is forced away. However, I'm just kind of out of reach of actually attacking the town, but we can do a little jumperoo by having the cavalry move ahead. And oh, it's actually gonna be another battle just because of the reinforcements. Right, well, since I've already done 2, the thing is that this crashed, and this is like a day or so after I'm actually redoing this part. So I imagine that I don't actually have time to do that last battle, but this clearly will be the last one. I mean, they still have quite a few troops. Let's see, is everyone going to join in of the reinforcements? I guess everyone but the unit that is pulling away over here. This one. These guys are not joining in. Bucktail and some other dudes. Yeah. So everyone else. So still, I mean, it's a 6,000 men army, which is kind of a lot. And all my troops will be just reinforcing. What I'm going to do is we're gonna switch it around so we get the right kind of stuff coming in first. I think we actually want artillery coming in first for this one, and for this one I think we want 2 of the Stonewall units, and then the Texans, then the artillery piece. And for this one I think we have the artillery and then the regulars, so that should be fine. This should be fine. Generals should come in last, because I don't need more than 1 general. It's just wasteful to send any more in. But yeah, this will be, I guess, a cliffhanger then, to let you know the next battle is going to be the last one, and it's going to be a 6,000 men in taking central New York, which is the last place that we need to capture. Union's last place. I mean, I could... I don't know, if I do an end turn, we wouldn't be able to reach these guys anyways to get that battle done, because this army is going to disappear once we've taken everything. The only thing that's going to be left is this 1 rebel unit, and then the British, of course. But the British armies are, well, as we've seen, they're unmodded, and so they're absolutely trash, and I can just run over the entirety of Canada with no problem whatsoever. But yeah, we will have 1 more video, and then this campaign will be over. And with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye!